Hello there, Qckslvrslash, and today I have a video of a game I just played. Obviously, or not so obviously, but either way, in ranked, sailing the Yueyang now. Now, over ranked, I've had a lot of different ships that have shown me some success, and I basically just ride the waves. Whatever's working for me at the time is what I roll with. And looking at the mix-up in this game, I'll probably go back to the DM after this. From pretty much 10 to 5, I mostly sailed the DM. There was some Zhao, Hindi, Gearing, a couple other ships that I gave a try, but it was the DM that I found a lot of success in. But now that I'm past 5 and in that 5 to 2 bracket, initially I found there weren't a lot of destroyer players. So I've been sailing the Yueyang a lot. And that's a lot of my ranked season. Was what I've been trying to find is what's the deficiency in ships? Where's the role that's not getting filled that, if it were, really helps you win? And for a long time for me, that was the radar cruiser. There just weren't a lot of people bringing cruisers, and people bringing them weren't necessarily going to the right places to make that radar most effective. Now, of course, now I'm in a destroyer, a radar one, but I've brought smoke, and the big reason for that is just the shoot and scoot ability. Particularly in this Pan-Asian line, you can pop a smoke, get a couple volleys off, and just start running. People focus in on that smoke, figuring, oh, he's got to still be there. They throw all their torpedoes at it and everything. You're long gone before they get there. I never really stay in my smokes too long. And the big bonus of that is, with 6 of them and their shorter duration, you pretty much have another smoke ready by the time you need it. Now off the bat here, I decide I'm going C. The enemy team doesn't have any radars, with the exception of the Yueyang, but I haven't found the Yueyang radar particularly deadly to myself. Its shorter duration and limited range mean they have to be good at reading the situation to catch you, and in this case you can see I'm now radared, but I am safely behind an island. Now the enemy team, they've pretty much hard pushed B, and that doesn't spell anything good for our team over at A. We've kind of equally distributed, and well, now that I've got the cap, initially with Sir Venom there in the Z52 hydraing this Yueyang, I decide I'm going to back up, pop my smoke, try to get a couple volleys at this Yueyang, maybe hurt him, break a module, force a damage control, who knows. But as he gets further and further away, I decide, nope, no use staying in this smoke, I'm going Conqueror hunting. Their Conqueror is alone, up on a flank. It's not a great position for a battleship. Anytime a battleship winds up alone, it's basically a target waiting to get focused down, be it by a CV, destroyer, cruisers, or another battleship. It's just not a good position. Battleships do amazing with a couple ships around them because you've got some DPM and that alpha, but all alone, they can get focused down. Now the Conqueror obviously has that amazing repair party, but if enough of us focus him down, and we get some luck with fires and floods, he's gonna lose his health. Now it looks like he ran aground on the island there, because he's not really moving too quickly now, but either way, I'm gonna have no problem closing him. Destroyers obviously far faster than their battleships, and you can see he's starting to move forward again now that he's clear of that island, and I'm pretty much just gonna get into torp range and fire them. I take a wild guess at where he might be going and just hope they hit. I don't really believe in holding on to torpedoes too long in open water situations like this. If I'm going in for a duel, you know, where I've got islands, I'm expecting an enemy destroyer, assuming I'm in a destroyer that can hit another one with its torpedoes, I always save at least one rack for that defensive move where I just torpedo the enemy. But in this situation, only one ship around. The Conqueror is the closest enemy to me. You know, if that Yueyang were to be working over here, it's got a Z52 and a Qckslvrslash to focus. I'm feeling safe. So with this Conqueror starting to lay a turn on, I just fire as spread out and as close to that island as I can, and continue to close. Now, as much as I'd like to smoke and start shooting right now, I really can't afford to. Just looking at the map, I don't feel this Qckslvrslash or Z52 have a direct line of sight yet to the Conqueror, so I kind of feel I'm the guy spotting him. I've got to keep him lit, at least for the time being. at least until I know these two can detect him. And you can see me looking over the shoulder, just kind of see where they are. And my team on this flank are all pushing with me. I think they've all decided the Conqueror is the ship we're going for. Now we lost our Hindenburg over at A pretty early on, and you can see already people were talking like, oh, I don't get to keep my star. This game's not over. This early in, it's never over. We've got two of the caps, we're ahead on points again. Sure, we're down on a ship, but the enemy team is still forced to be the one to make the play. Now with the Conqueror eating a torpedo and a flood, it's safe to assume he has damage control. So good time to use my smoke and just go for a couple fires. And this is really, I think, a perfect example of not staying in the smoke too long. It'd be really tempting in this situation to just sit here and shoot until the Conqueror is dead. But if I do that, I'm really going to end up kind of out of position. So as I light a second fire, I kind of start going, you know what, I think this is about all I've got. So I kick the engines back into forward to really start sailing and also chasing. Our Qckslvrslash may be close enough, but the Conqueror is a fairly stealthy ship. So I don't want it to be able to go dark and really repair all this damage that we've managed to do to him. As the torpedoes come up, once again, just kind of wildly fire them out. This time more directly at him, as he seems to just be trying to kite away, but he's not going to get away. Another fire's been lit, and damage is getting done. So even though I'm not in the smoke, I'm starting to think, okay, I'm going to help out. 5,000 hit points. He just fired his guns. I've got at least 30 seconds, and in that time he's going to be dead. Well, the health's melting away quick, and it is going to be one of my shells that finish him off. So that's one ship down. We're now actually pretty much even. One destroyer, one battleship or cruiser apiece, but we've got a good point lead. Now obviously this Qckslvrslash right ahead of me, he's probably going down, definitely going down at this point. Gets a final volley off before disappearing, and unfortunately I can't really see the Zhao until that moment, and he is really hurt, so that's promising. We're down a ship again, but the Zhao is pretty beat up. We've got this enemy Republique, and beyond that, we don't really know where a lot of their ships are. They're Monty, he's getting close to A, there's definitely a ship in A, and the Yueyang becomes detected only assuming he's firing his guns there, probably at our Yami, which means the Yamato probably isn't long for this world either. You can see in chat, I was asking Venom here to just try and get into B. We need this cap. Our big advantage right now is our points. If we let the enemy team start really catching up to us on the point front, they're allowed to go passive, and we're going to have a hard time taking it back. Now in this situation, our Conqueror is key. He's really our big ability to do damage up here. Venom and I were able to throw torps, steer the ships, hopefully get a torpedo, but we can't do a ton of damage. Now obviously here I do fire my torpedoes straight at an ally, and just to make sure, I do type in chat that, hey, my torps can't hit you, just so you know. Well aware of that in the Pan-Asian, it's something I love sailing these Pan-Asian DDs. When you've got a friendly DD maneuvering around you, you don't have to worry about hitting them. Because more often than not, it's destroyer on destroyer friendly damage with torpedoes, because destroyers maneuver around so much. So kind of wildly fired them at the Republique, both hoping to get a hit, but also just clear the cap. I fanned them out, because if we can get this cap clear, we are able to reestablish kind of that point dominance. We've lost our Yamato, so now we're definitely falling behind. But this Republique is on fire in at least one place right now. I've always found it hard to tell with that kind of electrical space fire. But we're getting some damage down. My torpedoes all miss. The Zhao, it's turning away, and you can see our Conqueror lays a very nice hit here. So now it's on. Let's kill him. I'm still sitting in my smoke, but with both the ships sailing away, I'm starting to feel pretty safe about getting out of it, just chasing in and getting as close to B as I can, so that when this Republic goes down, I'm not still sitting back, you know, just taking shots. Now obviously I'm going to be detected for a bit here, but at 12 kilometers, as long as I pay attention to that Zao, should have a really hard time hitting me. Meanwhile, Venom has gotten into the cap, is helping capture it, and this is my first chance to see really the Montana's health. And the Montana, it's pretty beat up. The Zao's beat up, and if you take a peek, our Conqueror's on decent health. And you can just watch that British repair party chunk the health back onto that ship. Unfortunately for our Conqueror, he's used his damage control, and he is about to see a wall of Shima torpedoes. And it's only one torpedo that hits him. That's all it's going to take. There's a fire, and soon to be a flood, and that's pretty much going to take his hit points. Now I've already said in chat, I'm going to keep spotting, and the reason I said that is I wanted Venom to know he could stay in his smoke if need be, though he has sailed out, and that the Zao is not going to go dark. I throw my torpedoes at the Montana. It's hopeful. I throw them a little tighter. I can see Venom's in the water. At this point, it's spray and pray. There's definitely something in my head telling me, don't get too aggressive. Don't overplay. If we win, we win. Try to stay alive long enough to get some decent damage on the board, and hopefully secure a star if we lose. Our Conqueror goes down, so now it's just myself and Venom versus two destroyers, a Montana and a Zao. And you can see, as I kind of get out of line of sight from the Montana, I decide it's smoke time. I know Venom is heading over to sea. He's going to have this Montana spotted for a time, and well, one of those torpedoes is going to be good, and turns out a second is as well. I pick up the kill, Montana is dead, and that is huge. And with him dead, my RPF still in this direction, I pretty much know where one of their destroyers is. The other is at sea, and their Zao is behind me, so I cannot chill and smoke. If I sit there, the Zao's going to get close enough, potentially hydro me if he is not defensive AA, or whatever destroyer is here, which I now know is the Shima. Now Venom should have no problem with that Yueyang. You can see I was responding in chat, and that actually kind of cost me the ability to maneuver a bit there, but it's okay. The Shima decides I'm going to smoke and hide. You can see teammates telling me to fight the Zao. I feel that is a poor decision. The Zao's only got 5k health, and sure, I can probably do 2k in my first volley, maybe 1,000, but it doesn't take long for a Zao to work a destroyer down. And with the Shimakaze here in smoke, if I am detected shooting at the Zao, he's got free shots at me. So I know the Shima was on low health. It is the target. And you can see me just maneuvering back and forth, hoping to juke his torps. Gets detected, one round into him, rudder instantly over, gotta dodge the torpedoes, and well, it's too much for me. I go down. But thankfully, Venom over at the sea cap takes out the Yueyang. And he made sure that Yueyang wasn't getting away. He chased into him and right around the corner. Probably has his Hydra up. And with that, we really secure ourselves a great opportunity to win here. Venom's taking C. We've got about 120 point lead. We're going to have two caps. Now obviously we're going to lose B. The Zao just sailed into it. He's taking it. And this is where you just have to do some quick mental math, and you'll see me in chat just being like, you don't need to be crazy. Just sail in the direction of B. It's going to be your, sail in the direction of A. It's going to be your best opportunity. Because right now, we need 64 points. So the enemy team, they have two caps, they're going to get double that, 128. That is not enough for them to get to 1,000. Which means as long as C is not taken, we have won this battle. And it assumes Venom survives. So I'm just saying, head towards A, because it's the cap that's obviously not where the Zao last was. If the Zao chooses to go for C, because he needs to if they have a chance at this, you get into A, you take the cap, you guarantee that one cap lead, you stay ahead. Now, the Zao, probably knowing that getting to C and capturing it before we get enough points to win this isn't an option, could be going to A. And that's why I say kind of just go to A, don't sail right into it. Because if you go straight into that cap, you could just walk into a trap. And you can see Venom gets close enough to throw his torpedoes in the likely gap that Zao is coming through, and then just turn south. He's got a huge detection advantage. Don't waste it by staying too close to the shore, and you see that way too often. Destroyers hugging islands as they're en route. Venom's going nice and wide here, so there's no way the Zao is going to spot him before he sees the Zao. And, well, he's got RPF, so he's got a really strong idea where the ship is. The Zao gets detected, but it doesn't matter. We have the win. And this win brought me back up to rank 3. I'd made it there, but suffered a couple losses in a row, falling back to 4-3, and a couple really hard fights to get back to rank 3. I'm happy though, I'm there, feel like I'm in striking distance of rank 1 again. This has been a pretty short season for me. I've only been playing 1 or 2 games a night, but I've had a decent win rate, and I think it's just playing a little slower, thinking through what I'm doing, and just continuing to fight for the win. In this one, 96,000 damage, handful of kills, but as always in ranked, the win. I could care less where I am on the team. I could be bottom of the team, top of the team. If I get the win, that's what matters. Obviously, if you're on the losing team, you want to be top, but so often people play like idiots trying to get experience so that they don't lose their star. God forbid they lose, and that causes them to lose. If you play a team game, just try to keep fighting, you're going to win more often and ultimately climb the ranked ladder faster. Overall, you can see where I did the damage, and this is going to be the last screen because I forgot to grab the XP and credit screen. And, you know, chasing down the Conqueror at the start, that really secured the flank for us, and we were able to start flushing across the map and just getting damage in where I could, spotting where I could, and most importantly, getting caps. And obviously the big kill for me was the Shimakaze. Finishing that ship off, even though it was a trade and I had way more health, it was the one that needed to be done, knowing that Venom should win at that other cap. And I'm glad he did, because if he didn't and we lost this, I wasn't keeping my star. But once again, that's not how I play. Anyways, I hope everyone enjoyed this. If you did, please consider subscribing or giving a thumbs up. And as always, I am Qckslvrslash. I'll have another one for you all later.